There are ways to win your superflex by not going quarterback. It's not an easy task. I'm not saying it's something that you should explore at every turn. There's good and bad about going one QB in the first 2-3 rounds of a superflex draft. There's very rare situations where I'm drafting no quarterback in the first 2 rounds, but if you get handed a 12-13 turn pick, then it's something to explore, no doubt about it. In fact, some of my favorite teams so far on the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Make sure you click the link in the live chat that I'm dropping right now to get into the draft tonight. You're going to be mad if you don't get in, so click it, do it live. It's some of my favorite teams from the 12 spot, 11 spot have gone non-quarterback, and then I've gone quarterback, or drafted one quarterback, drafted a combination of what I'm going to talk about tonight later on. We're going to draft after we have this conversation. We're going to draft after we talk about how to attack QB2 without drafting your QB2 in rounds 1 in round 2, or in a league where you can trade in rounds 1 and 2 together. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody that's a part of my midnight crew. We do drafts. We built the Smitty and the show on midnight shows. We really did. And so we got a huge diehard midnight following. I know right now it's still very early on in the off season in a sense, but we're going to start getting jam-packed full of our shows will just be to the rafters once we get toward the months of July and August. But right now we're dialing it up. We're slowly seeing people file in. A lot of people are just like July on drafters and July on content consumers, but you diehards, I especially appreciate you being here day in and day out. The Fantasy Football Show Superflex Draft. After we talk about how to dominate a Superflex using a late QB2 strategy begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
If Denny's out there, we need Denny to call in and sing, "We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on graveyard shows." We need him to come in and drop the jam, or rock out if you want to leave me I don't know if rock out might not even know that song. He might be too young for that song. We built this city. Can you do that for me, rock out? If you can't, call in. We need that recorded by Denny. Before we draft tonight, again, here's the link. I'm going to pin the link in the live chat. Play tonight on Underdog using code Smitty or this link. And there, actually, let me just paste that. Okay, click that right there. I'm going to pin it. It's in the live chat pinned. Anybody wants to jump into tonight's draft, you have to be ready to rumble. Underdog will double your first deposit. I'm sorry, they've changed it. Underdog, for a limited time, I don't know how long this will last, they'll 50% match your first deposit up to $250. Minimum's only 10, so they'll give you $5 if you do 10. That's $15. These Superflex puppies cost $5. You could technically do 3 drafts off of a one minimum $10 deposit, but they'll 50% match up to $250. So if you deposit $500, they'll give you $250. So it's an awesome deal. Make sure you take advantage. We'll be drafting in a second. I am not saying, I want people to understand, I repeat, I am not saying I don't go QB all the time in Superflex startups. These are strategy sessions. I don't need somebody to call in and say, yeah, I prefer to go. I know we all prefer to go quarterback if it works, or we prefer to go quarterback, wide receiver, quarterback. But if you're not going to go QB in your first 2 rounds, or double QB in your first 2 rounds, there are options, and everything is case by case, as we always say. And so this is just one of those options. I don't need to hear that this doesn't work, or you're better off winning, or more people. I'm just giving people what they want to know. The strategies on all different angles. Again, if you got this pick here, and this is, again, Superflex, okay? If you got this pick here and this pick here at 12 and 13, these bookend picks, I so much love going with I get Chase and Hill all the time right here. This is one of my favorite ways to build, and I'm going to tell you right now. They're called Puppy Superflex $5 puppies or Superflex puppies. You're going to hit this, you're going to miss it. You're going to hit it, you're going to miss it. If you keep getting the 12 pick overall and you were to try this over and over, you will have a good draft, you will have a bad draft. You will have a good draft, you'll have a good draft, you'll have a bad draft, you might have 2 bad drafts in a row. You have to be willing to invest a couple $5 drafts to try to push the limits of this thing. You can't just go in one time, not get the quarterbacks you want at these round 3 and 4 turn picks. So you're going to have these 2 picks right here. You can't just miss out on QB here and go, never mind, it's not going to work. You have to be able to put in the work and understand you're going to be throwing a couple $5 bills in the toilet. It's just the way it is. I've been able to, in some cases, get this. It very rarely happens, but I've been able to get this Kirk Cousins. Not rarely. I mean, it's. I would say 50% of the time I get it. I didn't mean to say rarely. Kirk Cousins and like an A-Rod. I very rarely get better quarterbacks than that, but it has happened. Stafford sometimes there. Herbert has sometimes fallen in this 3rd round territory. Not very much. He has an ADP of around 30, and this would put him at 36 overall, but he has fallen. So very rarely do I get Herbert and Kirk, or Herbert and Aaron Rodgers, but I very much get these guys quite often. I would say Kirk Cousins goes around, where's he at? His ADP looks like it's about 36. So no, actually, you know what? I take that back. This is happening, I'd say 80% of the time. So if you go with the Kirk Cousins and the A-Rod and you pile on the Penix Jr. later on in your draft, who is very much available to be had. You can't even read that, can you? We'll just say Penix as well. Penix is going in the... He's so late. He's so easy to grab. He's literally a player that you can scoop up in the, let's call it the, geez, man, I'm still scrolling. Unbelievable people aren't taking more of a standalone grab opportunity with him. It's kind of crazy. Okay, 208. So Penix Jr. is 208. You go Cousins and Penix Jr., you go A-Rod, you go Chase Hill. Now, I have tried this. This is the one I was trying to say that I pushed the limits on this one, and this is the one that rarely happens. I've gone Kyron. I've gone Kyron and Achane right here. Punted my QB 1 and 2 until these next picks, and this is where I've had A-Rod fall, and then I don't get the other one. I should have wrote this over a little bit. Let me move this over a little bit and then go from there and reroute this. Okay, so we'll put this draft here. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was confusing myself earlier. I'm sorry. So here we go Hill and Chase. And we go Kyron. And we go Achane. And Cousins won't fall very often. He probably will never fall because his ADP is barely right here. So this is where you're getting Cousins about, I would say, I said 50%. I meant to say 80. About 80% of the time. Here is where A-Rod, you might get it 50-50. 50-50, he falls right there. The other quarterbacks that could fall there, Stafford might fall right there. Another quarterback that could fall right around that territory. Herbert's fallen here a lot. I don't think he's ever fallen this far. Watson sometimes falls there, but it really comes down to A-Rod. It's getting A-Rod, and then you take this very big gamble on Fields in like the hundreds. Okay, so you're talking about like somewhere in this territory here. I don't know exactly where you'll have to grab them, but you grab yourself a Fields. You try your best to get a Russell Wilson who's going right next to him. So you get yourself a Wilson and a Fields to go with Aaron Rodgers. I know this isn't for everybody. I get that. I get people don't love this. But this is fantastic. Like, this is such a fun attempt at a super flex team. Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Kyron Williams, Achane, Aaron Rodgers. Who else could you get in that range? I guess you could say, I don't know. Let's see here. And again, this doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened to me 50% of the time. I end up getting a crap quarterback crew. You can get this. Your worst case scenario is you're drafting Wilson and Fields a touch higher because you missed out on A-Rod. So your very worst case scenario, your team looks like this. You got Fields and Wilson, and you have no second quarterback, but you have one of the most loaded rosters on top of that. And then if you just try and grab like Penix Jr. later and that lands, then you have this crazy quarterback situation that's scoring a lot more. You throw in a Bo Nix somewhere. You throw in somebody you think is going to get, a lot of work. This is a fantastic strategy, but this is freaking unbelievable. This is such a fun approach. A-Rod's not bad. A-Rod's is not a bad QB1 when you have Kyren and Achane, you have Hill and Jamar Chase. Fields and Russell Wilson together is not a half bad second quarterback. And you throw Penix Jr. into this mix. This is my team. This is my team. This is a team that I've drafted, I would say 50% of the time. It's A-Rod, Wilson, and Fields. Penix as my QB3. They could be my QB2. If this fails, that's okay. Eventually, I believe Penix Jr. will get in there. Then I've got Achane. I've got Kyren and Corum. I probably have a Najee Harris in there somewhere. And then I've got Hill, Chase, and probably like a Goddard at tight end. And now in Superflex, you're only required to start 2 wide receivers. So I have like a Watson or somebody like that. I have a couple of those type of players right there. But tell me that they don't like this team if you're trying to go something aggressively non-QB early, right? It's not for everybody. I get that. I understand that. I'm not trying to shove this down anybody's throat. I'm not trying to sit here and say this is the best strategy that I've ever deployed in my entire life. I'm not trying to pressure anybody. But this is a damn fantastic attempt of trying to circumvent the early quarterback process in a Superflex draft. You never drafted more than 2 QBs, then you're probably not winning though, Cardinal. I don't know if this is your first time doing Superflex. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying you can't draft just 2 quarterbacks in a Superflex. You have to try your best to get as many as you can possibly. You even want like a Rattler, some stab in the dark, Taysom Hill, something. You add Taysom Hill to this, he's pretty easy to get in the mix there. Taysom Hill. You can't have 2 quarterbacks in Superflex. It's very hard. You'll almost likely not win a best ball draft if you even this. I don't have 2 quarterbacks. I have multiple quarterbacks. You have to be able to account for buys and injuries and all that. But this is a pretty damn good attempt. At trying to smash a non-QB draft. But my advice here, my variant is that if you don't go with the Kyren Achane 3rd and 4th round selections, you can go A-Rod, Cousins, Penix Jr. And then instead of Achane and Kyren, you're getting just a step down from that. You're maybe getting a Jacobs. And that's still good too. If you swap out one of these guys, you still get A-Rod with one of the later picks. You swap out one of these guys. Let's say you get Herbert. Okay, so you wipe all this out. Or you could even keep Fields. A-Rod, Fields, and then you get Herbert instead of one of these RBs, and you could probably still get Jacobs somehow. So it's not the end of the world to like divert and go a different direction. But this is pretty damn good. Fallon says, Smitty, I think Penix Jr. would be a wasted pick you could use on another position. Not in a Superflex, Fallon. I don't know if you know, but we're talking Superflex. Penix Jr. is a hidden gem monster at another position. You don't need it. The other positions are so deep, bro. You need to grab Penix Jr. in the 200s, bro. You get a chance at another quarterback in a Superflex? This is not a waste of a pick. What are you talking about? This is super. I know you might be thinking we're doing redraft here, bro, but we're not doing one QB non-best ball. We're doing best ball. Penix Jr. best ball is better than in non-best ball, and we're doing superflex where Penix Jr. is a gold mine. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me, Fallon. I don't know where you pulled that one out of. Let's get right into a draft. Go to the superflex drafts. Here, the link is pinned in the live chat to play Underdog. We're jumping in. Go to the lobby. You're going to scroll on over to the, I don't know, it's like the 6th or 7th or 8th card. It says the Puppy Butt Superflex. Click that draft. Enter that draft. Get in. Unbelievable. Fallon, what are you talking about, bro? Oh my God. We gotta, you know what? I'm sorry.
And off he goes to the.
Take a deuce, take a deuce, take a deuce, take a deuce. This is going on the board. That's gonna be a fun one to reflect back on. Okay. We're talking superflex, Fallon. We're talking superflex, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing back there? With the activities. All right, this draft starting in 29 seconds. Let me get it up on the screen, and we'll start a drafting. Appreciate every single one of you monsters in the building tonight. You guys are absolutely unbelievable. Let's see, 2 picks away. That's the wrong draft. Here we go. Go to draft. Put it up on the screen. There's been a lot of wild comments today, even on Instagram. People are just wilding today. It's odd. You know, even saw one right now. It just came through. Somebody commenting on a YouTube video. I just don't see how London. I didn't read the rest yet. I don't see how London, and I just didn't even. I couldn't even stomach reading the rest of it right now, just because I don't need to go on a rant. Oh, look what we got! Look what we got here. The only problem is trying this with you guys when I just gave you my blueprint. Like, how the hell am I going to pull this off right in front of everybody? Let's see, who do we got in here? I mean, maybe this isn't... I think Troy is one of ours. I don't know who's in here. I don't recognize some of these names. I'm cracking up right now, LOL. So are we, Fallon. So are we, young man. So we're cracking up. Believe the pleasure's all on this side of the fence, pal. I'm cracking up over here, but he's not going to get in this year, Smitty, is what I'm saying. I'd rather use... We know what you're saying, Fallon, but it's not... No. God, again, you really like running, and I respect that about you. I like running, too. Yeah, it's the timing is out. You can't always do the timing. Sometimes you click it, you're the 12th person that you can't ever know. But just draft alongside, deploy the. If anything, I can't wait to hear what some of the teams you guys are able to deploy over in that draft. But there's no way, to get everything in unison, my guy. All right, I'm gonna try this. I don't know who's in here. Damn it, Tyreek Hill. Jamar Chase. Okay. You know what? I gotta divert on this one. I'm gonna go Chase Burrow. I was gonna try and do it, but I gotta take what's handed to me there. That's a fantastic. I gotta take that. I'm gonna go Chase Burrow. There's nothing wrong with that. That's showing you adjust and adapt. I wanted to force something, but best player available dictated that Burrow shouldn't have fallen. That's a good quarterback. Here's Denny. This is perfect. Denny, I called for you. Did you know that I asked for you?
I felt it.
You felt it.
I just called. Yeah,
okay,
I felt it, man.
we need you right now more than we've ever needed you before. Okay.
Well, yeah.
You ready? Are your pipes ready? I need you to sing something for me.
I might. I
Okay.
got a nice voice.
Okay, you know that song? We built this city. We built
It's the worst song I ever heard.
Okay, well, we need you to make it great again. Okay. So we need you to sing "We built this Smitty, we built this Smitty on graveyard shows." Okay, go.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on graveyard shows. I hate this song.
I love it, Danny. It's beautiful. You're the songbird of our generation. You are the songbird of our generation.
I have the voice of an angel.
It is. A couple angels. Can we get one more take just in case? Hold on.
Does it have to be that song, Will?
Yeah, because that's the song we need. Yeah, go ahead, go. Give me a little bit more passion, a little bit more.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on rock and roll. Built this Smitty. All right. Is that
No, graveyard shows.
now?
No, graveyard shows. Go, do it one more time. Go.
Oh,
You
we
said.
built this.
Wait, whoa! I interrupted you. I interrupted you. Sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Stop yelling at me.
Go.
What? Stop yelling. We built this Smitty on graveyard shows. Built this Smitty. Don't worry. I hate that song.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I
like that too. I hate that. Okay.
Hey, Bill the Tickler's on the phone. Bill the Tickler and Denny, you guys ever been on the phone together? Oh, yeah. Oh, that was when you got mad at Bill the Tickler. No, yeah, you got mad at Bill the Tickler because he didn't get you a steak. That's right.
Oh, I'm still mad.
He's still mad.
Hey,
No, stop Bill Tickler.
no. The last time Denny and I were on the Bill the Tickler got mad at Bill the Tickler. Denny never
All
got
right,
mad at
yeah.
Bill.
All right.
Denny never
No,
got
I
mad at
could
me.
never get mad at you.
I was calling in, so Denny, I know, I heard you don't like that song, and I respect that. It's not the worst song ever. But I want to call in for when Denny said we built this Smitty. I just wanted to add the doo doo.
Okay.
We built.
Okay, hold on. We need a collab here. Denny, please do it one more time. Do it one more time, and I need Bill the Tickler to do the doo-doo-doo. So it's we built this Smitty.
Doo-doo.
We built
Doo-doo.
this Smitty on graveyard shows. Okay, go.
We built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on graveyard shows. Built
No,
this
you guys are
Smitty.
way off. You're way off. Try one more time. Bill, you have to do it right at the. I want you both singing at the end together, but I need you to do the doo-doo at the right time. Ready? Let's do it. I'm like a conductor.
Where's Ron Navy for the choreography?
Hey, no, Denny, one more time. Don't be a quitter. Denny, don't be a quitter. One more time. Ready? Go.
Built this Smitty.
Come on, Bill. You shit the bed again, Bill. You shit the bed again, Bill.
I shit the bed.
Okay.
I shit the bed.
You're waiting too.
I shit the bed. I shit the bed.
You're waiting too long. You're waiting
No,
too
I
long,
did.
Bill.
No, I did.
Okay, ready?
No,
Ready?
no, Smitty.
Can we
Denny
just get-
Smitty said I shit the bed, so I obviously shit the bed.
Bill, you gotta.
no,
When he
it was
says
me.
we
It
built
was
this
me.
Smitty, you gotta go right after he says it. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Go. Go. Denny, go. One more time.
No,
Go.
I'm done.
Go. No, Denny, don't
no.
be a quitter. Denny, don't be a quitter. You got one more try on you. I promise you, this is gonna do it. Go.
Denny, you're fine.
No, I don't like it.
Oh.
Jeez.
Denny,
All right, I'm in. All right,
All right, I go. One more time. Ready?
Ready.
Be ready, Bill.
sorry,
Bill,
Denny,
hold
I'm
on.
sorry, my timing is off.
Bill.
I'm sorry.
Bill, be ready, Bill. Go. Ready, go, Denny, go.
We built this Smitty. Built this Smitty on concrete. Built this
City.
on
He said rock
concrete.
and roll.
Built this Smitty. Take it. Oh, that's
On
yeah.
graveyard
Built it.
Oh my God.
I love this. Smitty, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Bill the Tickler.
Smitty, I'm so sorry too. Ron Navy, this is your fault. Where are you, bruh?
there's Bill the Tickler, everybody. Bill the Tickler. Can we hear one? I'm so. I know the listeners are like they either love it or they've logged off. But can I hear one solo?
25,000
hold on.
On your way to 26,000.
Hold on. Let's hear Bill the Tickler do it. Hold on. Let's hear Bill the Tickler do it, and I want Denny to do the did it, and then that way Denny doesn't have to sing. Ready? Go, Bill.
Did it.
We built this, Smitty.
Did it.
We built this, Smitty, on Graveyard Shift.
He gets it.
We built this, Smitty. We built this, Smitty, on Graveyard Shift. All right.
Bill is on.
Bill, Bill, do you have the experience in not doing this?
I have so much experience in not doing a damn thing. I'm the king of not a damn thing.
Okay, hey, real quickly. I did a little diversion here. I didn't get my Jamar Chase Tyreek Hill situation going on. However, had I gone Tyreek Hill and Jamar Chase, you guys would have seen me go Achane and Kyron potentially to try and push my luck. But I got Burrow, so I just sidetracked it. I'm still deploying the theme of the day is how to try and crush your superflex draft by waiting on your second quarterback. So I'm still in line with the process tonight. And so far looking good. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow stack, Devon Achane, and Kyron Williams. So pretty good.
I like Achane. I like what they're doing, but I'd like to let me clear my throat now. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, volare, volare, oh, volare, volicio.
Is this what they do when they? Is this you trying to like clean your palate? Like, you know, when someone gives you, like when you eat something spicy, you clean your palate. Is that what you're doing? You're trying to like warm down? Is this what songbirds do?
Yeah, it's just, I have the voice of an angel.
Says this is what you built, Smitty. This is what I built. This is my legacy. This is what I've done. This is what I've done with my life.
Smitty.
Look, Ma. Look, Ma. Look what I built, Ma. Look what I do every day for a living. My mom's either ashamed of me or she just doesn't understand.
Hey, you never met Smitty, though. I met Smitty firsthand. Smitty is the type of guy that can zip a football across the field.
I can.
You know what I mean?
I can.
And I'm the type of guy that can block for him. You know what I mean? I'm blocking for Smitty all day.
Yeah, appreciate you both. What do you guys think of this? Do you guys play in Superflex much? I don't know if you guys, either of you do.
I'm in the Superflex. It sucks. I hate my league.
Okay. I kind of figured you guys were not Superflex people, but.
Oh, I am. Smitty.
Oh, you are? Okay. Okay.
And, yeah, so I stick with them because that's what you're supposed to do. And you don't leave the league. It's kind of like a gangster thing. Anyone that leaves the league in Dynasty, it kind of punks.
I got you.
But I stick with my things, and I hate it.
Okay, real quickly, hold on a second. I'm gonna try and do. Hold on, Denny. Hold on. I'm gonna push the limits of this thing.
All right.
Hold on. 97. Give me a second.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna push the limits to this. Wait on a second quarterback. I'm pushing the limits. I'm going Jacobs. I got my flex down. I got HN, Kyron Williams, and Jacobs. I've got one wide receiver in Jamar Chase, and I'm gonna probably take Tank Dell here. I'm gonna go Tank Dell. My team in a 2QB, well, super flex, not mandatory 2QB, but super flex. So I'm not totally screwed, but it's hard to win with one quarterback. I mean, I'm going to have other quarterbacks, but one starting quarterback that you're not waiting on. I'm going to push the limits of this thing. I got Jamar Chase. I got Joe Burrow. I got Devon Achane. I've got Kyron Williams. I've got Josh Jacobs. I've got Tank Dell. But this is my entire lineup minus my tight end and my super flex. It's a pretty damn good team. We'll just see what happens.
Who's your second QB?
Just wait. That's what the whole show is about. We built this, Denny. Denny, what is your favorite song?
We built this city.
Smitty. No, we built this Smitty.
We built this Smitty on
Smitty.
midnight shows, baby.
We built this Smitty.
Ooh. Oh, man. Now
Caught
I
up in the
go
moment.
built this Smitty.
This is
No,
crazy.
they're going. That's right, man. Who's your second? I think you're gonna go for.
No, don't you worry. You keep it quiet for right now. Let's get back. Hey, Bill, are you? First of all, Denny, are you? Denny, are you coming to Vegas? Are you gonna meet me in Vegas?
What's the date, sweetie?
Oh, you didn't even write it down, did you?
It did.
It's supposed to be on your fridge.
Maybe.
I told you to write it down and put it on your fridge. Vegas, June 28.
28, 29.
Yep, June 28. Hold on, Rock Out just sent me a DM. Rock Out just sent me a DM. Here's his version, I think, of We Built This Smitty.
All right.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Here we go. Rock Out might blow you guys away here. Hold on.
I like Rock. All right.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Let me cue the music or here we go. Let me turn the volume up.
Rock Out.
Here we go. Ready? Shh.
We built this, Smitty. We going live on the graveyard shift. We dropping low. We unstoppable graveyard shift. We getting right.
He's never heard it. He's never heard it. There's no way. That's Rock Out's own version of it.
Rock Out's like Jimi Hendrix. Like he's in that version. Rock Out's just not even dropping rhymes anymore.
I think he just decided.
Rock out. My man. Rock Out's parting line was, "We get it right."
All right. Hey, before I let you go both go, and I try and get back to the draft here, I got to focus on football. Denny, I'm gonna be in Vegas on June 28 and June 29. That's a Friday and a Saturday, and I'm gonna be at Circa Hotel and Casino. I'm gonna do my normal 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. West Coast time show. So Vegas time, 5 p.m. is when that show is. I'll be live in a cabana. They're setting me up there to take care of me over at Circa. If you guys need a place to go, Circa Hotel and Casino, especially Stadium Swim. They're amazing. Go watch your week 1 games, your week 2 games there. They got it looks like 5 drive-in theater screens. It's huge. And they're setting me up. They take care of me so well over there. They're putting me in a cabana by myself to do my 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Vegas time show. And so I'll be there. Denny, that's the one you went to. You went to the Friday show. I met Denny for the first time. He came to that show. But this time we should have more people there. So Denny, come chill with me, bro. I need you there, and Bill, if you're around, I need you there. Need you there.
Are you gonna treat me like a wet food stamp this time?
I don't think I treated you like a wet food stamp last time. Okay, my plan worked.
You didn't. You're the best, Smitty. Dude.
Oh, look at the deployment. Hold on a second. What I described at the beginning of the show, we took care of, and we did it. We did it a slightly different way, or one of the versions I talked about. Listen to this team. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Devon Achane, Kyron Williams, Josh Jacobs, Tank Dell, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. I don't love Russell Wilson by himself, but I have the Steeler quarterback locked down. I have Joe Burrow. I have a very good quarterback room, especially if Fields and when Fields gets in there. To have this this is the kind of team that wins the championship right here.
Yeah, you do. Joe Cigar Smoking Burrow. And then you got, hey, I like Tank Dell. You know why I like him? Sometimes you can actually find a guy while watching preseason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I found Tank Dell. I reached for him. I saw him contested, running down the field, catch that ball.
I think you might have found Tank Dell on this channel though.
Hey, whichever way, Smitty. I love him.
Denny heard it. Denny heard it when he's passing out one night, and then the next day he thought it was his idea. He's like, Tank Dell. This guy is just ringing a bell.
I was watching it. Okay. Smitty, though, I'll give you all the credit in the world for Tank. Sometimes that preseason, when you see a kid running down the field, and it's time to show, it's a contested ball, and he catches that ball, that's someone I want, and that was Tank Dell. I saw him do it two times. One time. Who said that?
I don't know.
What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, you
is that like a mobster movie?
Wyclef. No, Wyclef.
Okay. Hey, guys, I got to get back to this draft, but I appreciate you both calling in. Right. I want both of you in Vegas, okay? June 28, June 29. Figure out a way. We got it. All right.
All right.
Hey, Bill, appreciate you, Bill.
But hey, Bill, I wasn't. You guys have some steak that night? I really wanted steak that night. What happened? Oh, I was the one that disappeared. Actually.
Hey, yeah, you were.
Buy you some steaks.
You were. I don't think Bill was prepared for you there, but Bill would have probably taken care of you if you showed up. But you just vanished. Bill, are you working at? You don't have to tell us the name of the restaurant, but where are you working now? Is it the Japanese place?
It is, yeah, Japanese, but we're full Japanese sushi. Some of the best fresh fish I know. You don't eat raw.
Nice.
Smitty. But we also have hibachi. We have some wagyu strips from the hibachi. Whether I can't provide a full 100% discount for you this time, but I can get at least a 50%.
Yeah. Let me figure out if we can carve out some time. This might be a little tougher, but I want you to try and get to the poolside cabana, okay, where we'll be doing the live streaming.
Well, I want to try that as well.
Okay.
But I know I never left the softball hanging out there, but I did sign up to your Patreon page. To the best of my ability.
Okay.
But I would love to, if Ron Navy's coming to town, I would love to talk to Ron Navy.
Okay. All right.
And Denny,
what about
Denny, you're welcome. Denny, you're welcome as well.
Oh, he's
welcome as well. And you could disappear 1,900 times, and it's all good with me.
All right.
Bill, no, sweet. Just give Bill.
I got
you so much.
Yeah.
Gotta go. No. Thank you.
Gotta go.
All right.
Okay.
Smitty, what?
It's like hanging up with my mom.
Hey,
What,
Bill,
Denny? What, Denny?
Yeah,
Okay, gotta go, boys. Gotta go. Gotta go. But I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. I'm hanging up. Bye. God, it's like talking to my mom. I can't even call each other. I don't need, Okay, my team is phenomenal. I must say, this team is freaking off the charts good. I don't have a tight end yet. I could double up that. I mean, my running backs are awesome, but I don't know. I'm still tempted to grab another. Running back, but I think I want to go. I don't think I want to be left high and dry at the tight end position. So I think I'm gonna go Brock Bowers, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go JSN. Gives me another wide receiver. So my team so far, God, this team looks phenomenal. Let me send this over to the computer here and plop it on screen. This is looking good. I mean, we look, I deployed these strategies live. It doesn't always work out. It's not always pretty. I have to abort, but this has been flawless so far. I mean, we sidestepped the wide receiver because Tyreek Hill got snagged. I would have done it. I would have done the Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill. But it couldn't have worked out more beautifully, and that's why you go with the flow of your drafting. You abort preconceived notions, and you abort cemented in plans of attack, because I went Joe Burrow with one of those picks. I got Kyron H.N. Jacobs. I got Burrow, Fields, and Russell Wilson. I've got Chase, Dell, and JSN. I got Brock Bowers. That is quite a super flex draft from the 12th spot, I must say. Travis, what do you think of this team? You're live.
Let's see. Pretty good so far. What do you got? One or two? Is it 20 rounds in this? Or?
Yeah, 20 rounds. I got Burrow, Fields, and Wilson. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks. I got Joe Burrow. That's unbelievable considering I got Achane, Kyron, Jacobs, Chase, Dell, JSN, and Bowers. I mean, crap. That's
yeah.
just...
People really do. They underestimate pairing these QBs together with, guys that if one goes down and doesn't perform, the other one has a really good chance of performing at a high level. Like this one, and then the Penix and Cousins one.
Matt has a super chat here, a $2 super chat, says 10-team, 1 QB start. Start 8 contending 1.10 and 26 first for CMC. So you're contending 10-teamer. I don't care about the 1.10 too much. And quite honestly, I'd probably say 26 is so far away. I don't know if you can give me 100% certainty that this league will still be in existence then. Because you might say that everybody wants that to be true, but what's the league look like? Is someone going to bail? You're talking about, I mean, it's not that far out, but I would take CMC. In a 10-man league, you probably are pretty loaded. You'll be fine. That's one of those scenarios where I go get CMC probably. Yeah. I'll Smitty approve that. And a contending team where there's cash money involved, do it. It's really one first rounder to me. One first rounder and a second is the way I look at that. I'd do it.
Yeah.
Rock out. What do you think of this team? And then I'll go back to Travis real quick.
Okay.
What do you think of this team, bro? It just looks.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm just kidding. Just joking. I mean, look at it though. I mean, I am joking and I'm not joking at the same time.
In Bowers.
Yeah,
People are still sleeping on Bowers.
Yeah,
that ADP.
Yeah, I don't know why people in Dynasty rookie drafts are even sleeping on him. I'm gonna have to do a show on it because I'm tired of seeing people be like, he's no longer worth the 5 or 6 overall in a one QB rookie only draft. I need to do a mock draft show, a rookie mock draft show, and a rookie ranking show, because like he's still gonna get fed. I mean, he's gonna be a safety net for him, and Adams could, he's aging out right now. He could fall off a little bit. And Brock Bowers is still going to get Minshew's, targets. I don't understand where – I'm in agreement with you. I don't understand where the hell everybody thinks the production is going to go. I love him, bro. I think he's fantastic.
It's crazy with his potential and the situation where there isn't – aside from Adams, there isn't a bunch of other elite pass catchers.
Yeah.
He's going at 115 right now in superflex. He's going – I don't know what it is. Pretty low.
We built, damn it.
Regular too.
I think this Shubes guy is one of ours. He took Corum, son of a bitch. That's right. I don't necessarily need him. Man. I might go. I'm almost on the clock here. I might go a little early on one of these guys just because I don't know if they'll come back to me. You guys like A.D. Mitchell or Jahan Dotson more?
Dotson.
Right now, I'd take Mitchell because he's doing so well in training camp, but I like them both.
150.
Yeah, they're both.
I think I might be able to get Dotson to fall. So let me go with that, and then let me go. I'm gonna go a little early on this, but I love him. He's one of my sleepers this late. I'm gonna go Jerome Ford. So I got 4 running backs now. With Dotson, the chat says Dotson as well, one person says AD. So
Yeah, they're pretty close.
good squad though, man. You ever get that feeling where, I'm sure everybody does, where you're like, this might be the team. This might be the team. If Joe Burrow and Fields play like top 6, 7 quarterbacks for, I know Fields is going to take some time to get in there, but like I keep telling people, when you're especially when you're in superflex mode, if you have Fields and Russell Wilson, you got to think of it this way. It's so blatantly obvious. If Russell Wilson's doing good, then great. You're getting what you weren't sure you get out of him. If he's not, then Fields is coming in. So I love this. There's no way I'm getting very bad production out of Russell Wilson for very long if he's playing bad. I'm going to have Fields come in, and he's going to score fantasy points. He runs the damn ball. So I love this. This squad feels just unbelievably just full.
The top part of those 3 running backs you got makes it a lot less necessary that you need to get Corum in that situation.
Yeah,
you have 3 studs to start off.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have taken Jerome Ford, and maybe Jerome Ford wins me the league. So I'm not all that worried about it.
It's true too.
You know, that's where there is a different fork in the road. You could go Cuff, but Ford's good enough player that you might not go with the Cuff yet. Like that's where that debate we had earlier is like always draft someone else's Cuff or never draft your own Cuff. Case by case, Ford is arguably better than drafting Blake Corum, even though I have Kyron in the best ball world with this team and how rich my running back stable is. But yeah, to have Achane, Kyron, Jacobs, and Ford, I mean that's sitting pretty. And to have Jamar Chase and Dell as my wide receiver 1 and 2 in a super flex draft where it's only required to start 2 wide receivers. My flex is clearly going to be Jacobs right now. But if, let's say, Jacobs gets hurt or doesn't do well, I've got JSN, I've got Ford, I got A.D. Mitchell. I'm feeling pretty good. I've got my super flex taken care of and doubled up. And I've got Brock Bowers sitting there. This is good. Just good.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give him a bad team.
Yeah.
All right. QB, Jane Daniels, Kirk Cousins. Running back, Bijan, Kyron Williams, Kamara. Wide receiver, Flowers, Dell, Reed, JSN, tight end, Bowers.
Like it. Really good, bro. Really, really good.
I was like 2 picks from either getting Evans or Cup.
I like it a lot, bro. You did good. You did real good. I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve in this draft too. There's a couple players I really, really like that I'm queuing up, and we'll go from there. I have I don't know what I'm feeling about RB right now. I feel so secure, like as you said earlier, Travis. I don't even know that I'm all that worried about cuffing in this situation, which is why it's case by case. I just don't like. There's other players that I want for this particular team that make more sense than going like even in some cases Jalen Wright right now, who's the 5th running back down, and he's not gonna make it back to my next pick. So if I want to grab Jalen Wright, I've got to do it now. But I don't even know if I need to. I don't know if I care.
Yeah, and especially with Ford too. Now you have four starters.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I'd like to get him, but I'm definitely not, desperate to get him. But there's a couple players I really want. Dotson's falling, and I don't know how many people are in this draft. When I said join and I clicked the button, I was the 12th person, so it went right in. Sometimes that happens. And I don't know that we got anybody in here. I want to say Shub is one of...
Shub?
Yeah.
He is. He was in there the other night, too.
Yeah. He took Ty Chandler, though. But he took my Blake Corum.
I think I think what Danny Tomlinson is too. I've seen him in a bunch.
Obviously, yeah, I drafted him a bunch back in the day. So that'd be so awesome if that was really LT.
The real one, yeah.
Let's look at his draft. Let's just see. Maybe we can tell if it's him. Nope, that ain't him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, Boone says he's in the 11. He's in the 11 spot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so do I go Musgrave or Ben Sinnott here? And Jahan Dotson. I think I'm gonna go Dotson, and I'm gonna go either Musgrave or Ben Sinnott. What do you think?
Go Dotson, and then
If I go
Ben Simmons.
If I go Musgrave, I could do the Kraft combo though later or something, and it makes it super secure. But
Do Musgrave then.
I love Ben Sinnott though. But I think it just gives me. I'm gonna this way. I only have to draft 3 tight ends. I'm gonna do it. I went Musgrave. So I got Brock Bowers and Luke Musgrave. Boone. I left Ben Sinnott for Boone there. Good job, Boone.
That gives you a lot of flexibility now because you're pretty set at tight end and you're great start at running back. So
Flyer says he's in pick number 5. Let's look at 11 first. Boone. He's got Tyreek Hill, Jordan Love, Drake London, Herbert, Pacheco, Michael Pittman Jr., Drake May, Alvin Kamara, Njoku, Jonathan Brooks. Good team. The 5 spot is Flyers. He's got AR5, Gibbs, Marvin Harrison Jr., Gino, McBride, Andrews, bully tight end, Daniel Jones, Calvin, Ramondre. It's a nice team. I like the Jameson Williams pick in the 11th round.
Troy Osborne is team 4, he says. So you actually got a good amount of people.
Yeah, I guess. And I've been wearing my strategy on my sleeve, too. Shot. 14, Mahomes, Jaden Daniels. God, you can't get any better than that at quarterback in the first 2 rounds with JD5 falling that late, 21. Barkley, Kelsey Mahomes stack, Debo Samuel, Hollywood Brown, McLaurin. That's really Najee Harris. Bro, Saquon.
Worthy too.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley and Najee as your RBs, considering. Yeah, you did good. You're definitely one of the top 4 teams, maybe. Very, very good job, my guy.
Nice.
Let's see here. Tyler, you're live. What's up, Tyler?
Yeah, I'll make it quick because it sounds like you're busy. JD5, Love, or Burrow, or should I go with someone like Puka or Barkley? Because my first pick was McCaffrey.
You got to go. You're getting Joe Burrow. I'd probably take it. I like JD5 a lot, though. I don't mind that. But Joe Burrow, I took Joe Burrow before JD5, but I also stacked him with Chase. But I don't mind. I would take quarterback. I would definitely take quarterback since you went McCaffrey. I definitely would.
You prefer Burrow over JD5?
Not necessarily, man. It's tough. I really think JD5 could be a top 5 quarterback. Like, even looking at my team, like there was a moment where, and even now, where I go, kind of almost wanted JD5 there instead of Burrow, but I love Burrow that much. Burrow, Love, and JD5 are all second, like top of second to mid-second round superflex picks, but Burrow's a tad safer. You know, JD5 has got so much upside, though. The running, I mean, I really am drafting you can draft a ton of JD5 teams, so just take Burrow here, be safe, and then just get a big share of JD5 in other drafts, and you'll be fine. You don't need to force it everywhere. JD5 is a little early where Joe Burrow is, so why not just take JD5 where you're getting him at a good value instead of forcing it all over the board? You know what I mean? That's the way to force yourself to do variance, is to take what comes to you, but take the best player available, and don't force, like, when people were taking Bijan number 1 overall last year, I might have done it like once or twice or whatever just to get all crazy. But I did try my best to get him, in the 3, 4, 5 territories, and it didn't work out. He was running back 9, but we were higher on Bijan than anybody. But it wasn't until the very, very near the very end where we're like, just go, get him as many leagues as you can. But very much early on when people were like, I'm just going to take him at 1 because we're hyping him up so much. And it was like, bro, you don't need to. He's like going at 9 and 8 and 7. So just make sure you're taking JD5 if you're doing best ball in as many drafts as you can in the territory where he's going.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah, but who did you pick already or no?
No, I haven't. I was just
Slow
contemplating
draft?
between those 3 or picking like Puka, which is still on the board, or like Barkley.
Well, I don't mind Puka if you think you can get like a Aaron Rodgers and Stafford or Aaron Rodgers and Herbert later, depending on your draft slot. You can look at the board that I have up. And what draft slot are you at?
I am 8 out of 12 teams.
Is it best ball on Underdog?
No, it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. That's fine. I just wondering if it
Superflex.
I just wondering if it's Superflex best ball on Underdog. But if it's not, then but here at 8, I would say you're getting Trevor Lawrence, you're getting Aaron Rodgers for sure in that 3rd round pick, but you might be able to go Cousins and Aaron Rodgers with your 32 and 41, but you're not going to get it every time. So it's a little bit risky. I'd probably go Joe Burrow, bro. The running back value's there, the wide receiver value's there, Achan's there, Kyron's there. So just go Joe Burrow. And then the 3rd round, you can look at Achan and Kyron and those guys. All right. Call back if you got another one, Tyler.
Hey.
Later.
Bye.
All right, I'm almost on the clock here. A lot of my Q guys just got raptured from my queue. Damn, that happened fast. I'm not gonna wait any longer. I've got to strike on this one. I got to grab him.
Gotta get you guys.
I'm gonna get Penix Jr. here, and then, damn, what's my roster look like? Okay, I got 4 QBs. I've got 4 RBs, but they're strong as hell. My wide receivers are strong as hell. Kind of feel like at this stage in the game, I want to grab Likely here. There is something to, especially when you have 20 rounds. There is something to the data of having, like, the tight end position is so low scoring for majority of teams that you get the right combination going there and it could be a huge advantage. And I didn't even draft a tight end early, so I don't mind this at all. I'm not even scared to go with another tight end later. 4 tight ends in a 20-man league. I'd only go 3, but there's data that shows that, 2 tight end leagues are not as likely as 3 tight end teams. As 3 tight end teams, just like 2 QB teams are not quite as likely to advance as 3 QB teams. It's just such a sweet spot. It's just such a sweet spot to get, like, whether you're getting 5 RBs or you go 4 and you're running a very heavy risk of not having enough firepower. Unless you have the 4 RBs that I have, I could almost swing it, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get another RB for sure. But in a 1 QB 18 round, 5 RBs or 6 RBs is the most you want to go. In my opinion, you go 7 and you're bleeding out at other positions too much. You got 2 quarterbacks instead of 3. If it's me, I would work backwards. I would say make sure you're planning for 3 quarterbacks, you're planning for 3 tight ends, you're planning for 5 RBs, and then whether you go 6 RBs and 1 less wide receiver, or you funnel the rest of them into your wide receiver room, and take 7. But you take 6 wide receivers, it just depends on who you have. And it's all case by case. Again, someone could give you that dumb speech about how the average person, how did that team look? And not to mention when you say like, hey, 4 or 5 teams, 50% of the teams in the top 10 had this build. Well, what about the one team or 2 teams that didn't, that had the 4 running backs? What did the running back room look like? Does it look like mine? Then you fall into that likelihood of having that kind of team that can do it. So there's just, people will throw a bunch of numbers at you, but everything is more complicated than that. I like the squad, man. Damn. Penix Jr. was, I think, a crafty freaking move here.
Got me Penix.
You what?
I just got Penix.
Nice. What round?
I had to do a little early, around 14.
Okay. I don't hate it. I took him in.
I'm at the back end, so I have to wait like 20 picks.
Yeah, he goes around like 200, but I took him at 180. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I kind of had to do it.
You guys have been gone by the time you get back around.
Yeah, he would be gone, so I had to go early.
Yeah, I'm 20 picks back after I pick.
But I love Isaiah Likely, Brock Bowers, and Luke Musgrave. That's pretty good.
Their upside is huge.
Yeah.
I think they start to throw to Likely even with Andrews. I mean, Andrews will still dominate, probably touches if he's healthy, but Likely proved that he's a weapon last year.
This is one of those drafts where I don't even feel like I made a mistake. The only place I would have been interested in looking at that team too would be, like I said, JD5 early at 13. But I like the stack of Joe Burrow and Chase. But I would have been tempted to see what I felt about this team if I had that, and then that JSN pick, which I love. I don't regret it, but I could have went, Jonathan Brooks there if I wanted. I could have went Zach Moss. I could have went Christian Watson. I thought about Christian Watson there instead of JSN, but JSN just feels less risky. I needed this very steady wide receiver 3. I think he has a monster year. I love that Ryan Grubb's running 3 wide receiver sets, not to mention who's to say he's the third option anyway this year.
I don't think he is.
Yeah. Hey, Rockout, can you mute your phone? Can you mute your phone real quick? I just want to see if it's your phone doing it. But it's really bad, like echo. Go ahead and talk, Travis. Let me just see.
I was saying on JSN, I think he's either the second option or like, even if Lockett's getting a bunch of looks, they're just going to be either moving JSN around or he's just going to be dominating out of the slot. And
yeah.
Like, JSN in the slot is just scary for defenses.
Rockout, don't be afraid to unmute and talk anytime you want to. But yeah, if you keep it on mute while you're not talking, for some reason there's just a lot of echo. Some phones do it, some phones don't. So don't take offense to it. My team, I'm on the clock here. I do need some more wide receivers and running backs for sure. I'm going to go Javon Baker here. And God, this is kind of crazy, but I'm going Kraft. I'm going 4 tight ends. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about the data. I don't care. I've got Kraft and Luke Musgrave. I've got Likely. I've got Bowers. The Likely and Bowers, because Bowers is a risk. He's a rookie. Rookies get hurt a lot. That's the negative look at Musgrave last year. Because Musgrave didn't do it last year, got hurt, and because Likely's dependent on some things, and I just want to make sure I have tons of firepower, and I'm so secure at RB. I'm not saying I won't take another RB, right, but I'm so secure at RB. I have no qualms about going this a little bit extra tight end stack, because I don't think I can fail at tight end.
Another thing with those tight ends is that Likely, Musgrave, and Bowers, they have such high ceilings. There could be a week or two where one of them ends up being a flex.
Yeah.
If you hit it right. So
and Kraft and Musgrave obviously share the same bye. They're on the same team. And then Bowers has the same bye. So likely it's week 14, but.
Oh, so there you go.
So I kind of needed likely anyway when I was looking at it. I was like, I got Bowers week 10. I got Luke Musgrave week 10. If I go Tucker Kraft, I didn't want to wear my strategy on my sleeve necessarily, but I'm telling you now. But then I looked at, okay, if I cuff Kraft to Luke Musgrave, I'm all week 10 bye week. So.
Well, that's the thing is, like I preface it now, so I don't have to have a big argument or debate. If that's how people like to do it, more power to them. And a lot of people will say to me, "Oh, I'm going for the perfect lineup or the top prize or whatever," which is fine. But having two tight ends just leaves you, especially a tight end with injuries that happen, just leaves you so vulnerable.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't care if they're I don't care if they're lower scoring.
Yeah.
You have a 0 in your lineup every week.
But what?
You lose two tight ends after week 4, you're dead.
Yeah, and instead of saying I don't care if they're low scoring, which you're right, you're correct. But I'm even thinking like I don't want to even think about my tight end room scoring low at all. Like I want to not only be one of the ones that does that cares about that low scoring being added onto my numbers. I want to have a baller, room. And on top of that, it's like you think about it, like what is one of the most exciting quarterbacks in offenses in the National Football League right now on the rise? Jordan Love, the Green Bay Packers. They're going to do amazing things. Yeah. And to have whoever emerges there, even if they rotate or one gets hurt, Kraft's hurt right now, but he should be good. But if he isn't, Musgrave's thriving. One of those tight ends is going to thrive. Like probably combined, I get 8 to 10 touchdowns probably out of that tight end room. I would guess.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to put yourself at a potential disadvantage, every week. The same with the quarterback argument of how many quarterbacks to take.
How many did I take?
No, I said it's the same idea with the argument where people will say they only want to take 2 quarterbacks and not in a super flex.
In cuffing, there's not a lot of cuffs in fantasy football QB rooms like that makes sense, but when you can cuff Cousins and Penix Jr. or Fields and Russell Wilson, you're in a super flex. This is not a 2 QB mandatory. This is a super flex. You are guaranteeing yourself, unless both of them get hurt, very unlikely. You're guaranteeing yourself, almost guaranteeing yourself, this really fantastic, one or not. I don't want to say Russell Wilson's fantastic, but in the case of Cousins, Penix Jr., a fantastic scoring quarterback every week, and I'm probably going to have maybe some bumps in the road if Russell Wilson struggles, but that's why I have, Penix Jr. there in case that needs to be my saving grace later too. Let me grab. I need another RB, and this has been my go-to. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I don't care. I'm Isaac Grendo. Gonna grab him, and then I think I'm good at wide receiver. I've got Chase, Dell, JSN, A.D. Mitchell, Jahan Dotson, Javon Baker. I could go another quarterback stab, or I could go another wide receiver stab. Do you guys like Hyatt here? Or like
McMillan there. You might have a lot of him already though.
Oh, he's here. No, he's here. You're right. I didn't scroll down. Thank God you said that. I took McMillan. I love McMillan. I'm fine with that.
Nice.
Okay. I was gonna maybe go like Rattler, and just give myself another.
Oh yeah.
I probably should have. I don't know. I probably should have. That'd probably be one of my regrets,
Rattler,
maybe.
Howell's not a bad stab if you're that deep.
But I don't know. Joe Burrow, Fields, Russell Wilson, Penix Jr. I feel pretty good about it.
I think you're pretty good with that.
And Rattler, what if Rattler's? What if McMillan's a top 15 wide receiver? I like McMillan. Oh, Rattler already went. He already went. He went at 226. Never mind.
Oh, yep.
Okay, there you go. Then I didn't make a mistake there. Okay. Wow, this team is freaking fire, man. Again, I don't think I made one mistake. I rarely have a draft that way. I'm just being honest. I truly believe every draft you can say, I kind of wish I went this way. Especially when you don't know how it's going to unfold. It's not like you made a mistake on the clock, but like in retrospect, you're like, damn it, I got sniped here. I wish I could have done this. You could always look at a draft and say, after the fact, re-engineer it and be like, yeah, I kind of made a mistake there. The only thing I'm even like contemplating what it would be like is just having JD5 because I think he's going to do so well, but I don't mind the safety in Burrow. And especially given, well, I mean, given I've chased, but the JSN pick, I mean, I think I'm fine. I think I did good. JSN's very safe there. Christian Watson and JSN were tough for me, but it's not a mistake. It was just the only like fork in the road for me. And JD5 Burrow. This team, Joe Burrow, Fields, Russell Wilson, Penix Jr., superflex. I'm guaranteed the Pittsburgh Steelers starter, which is fantastic there. Penix Jr. maybe knocks both of them out of the lineup, and I got Penix Jr. and Joe Burrow starting from week 10 on. Who knows? Devon Achane, Kyron Williams, Jacobs, best 3 running backs, I think, in this draft. I'll go look in a second, but I don't think anybody has 3 better running backs than that. And then Jerome Ford, and then Agrendo. Jamar Chase, Tank Dell, JSN, A.D. Mitchell, Jahan Dotson, Javon Baker, McMillan. Baker and McMillan are huge sleepers of mine. So I'm loving that. Bowers, Musgrave, Likely, and Kraft Cuff to Musgrave. Just totally, I think, dominating the tight end position in a late tight end drafting strategy. It, like, you either draft like 2, or I still take 3 no matter what. Even in a 1 QB, I'm always taking 3 tight ends. Yep. Always. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the data says. I've seen data too. I've seen the Excel sheet. Eric. But I love trying to dominate the position when I feel secure. You got to feel secure everywhere else. Because this is the biggest weak link of everybody's team. Even teams that have a good 1 tight end and they draft another tight end, they think they're so good, fine and dandy. Injury strikes them. They can't weather through it. It's freaking amazing.
Well, and I'd rather like put faith in myself drafting a really good team than be short at a position to take a shot in the dark. I want to win because I drafted a good team. Everyone needs some luck, but rather than relying on, this one shot in the dark that I get turns out to be the reason why I win.
Yeah. Damn.
I think if you took JD5, your build would have ended up completely different anyways. I think the Burrow and Chase kind of stack put the building block in for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like JD5, but I think that kind of set you on your way with this roster.
Yeah, this is good. I like this team. Rock out, you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, not much. DC dude, I don't like your team very much, Smitty. Good, DC dude. I'm glad you don't. If you liked it, I'd have a problem. Then I'd know I did something wrong. Very, very good. Hey, Hawkinson, I don't think Hawkinson's gonna have much value this year. I mean, maybe late this season, but I don't know. What are you thinking here, Rock Out? What do you like here? What'd you do with your squad that's a little different?
I took Sam Howell late.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
My tight ends is Bowers, Musgrave, and Likely.
Week 17, for people that were asking, I've got Cincy playing was it Denver, right? Cincy playing Denver, they're Cleveland the week before that in Tennessee. And Achane, Miami has that tough schedule where it's Houston, San Francisco, Cleveland. But remember, Achane is that guy that is so hard to use schedule with because, he's getting so much of that weird and strange work that like Kyron, for example, is like almost matchup proof. I remember matchups where people would be like, okay, the Rams are going to struggle in this one because everybody else is, oh, they play the Niners this week. Oh, they play this team this week, and then Kyron would have 100 yards and a touchdown because he had 100 yards and a touchdown almost every single week. He had a touchdown every single week. He had 12 rushing touchdowns in 12 games. There are certain players that I don't let that schedule make me run. When all things are equal, I'll definitely consider it, but I definitely don't run away from it. Not to mention, like, defenses change from year to year. I mean, you could easily see, what was it, the Niners, or who was it that Achane played? It was San Francisco. Like, San Francisco, they have an injury or two, and all of a sudden they're a different defense.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a new defensive coordinator again. And, the Niner fan base is even worried about that defense because of the defensive coordinator switching, and they don't even have faith in who they got there. Cleveland, I mean, good defense, but an injury or two, you just can't run away from it. Not to mention Achane's got he's got good stretches in his schedule. But
it's very hard to plan for the Week 17 correlation stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, you could look at it and say, okay, this defense is good, and they historically have good defenses, but so much changes over the year. You're still, what's the percentage chance you're going to hit all that?
Yep, for sure. And keep in mind, this is only a 2 wide receiver required league. And right. the other thing that's kind of like good and bad about some of these, bye weeks and setups that I have here is like I've got late bye weeks for my entire tight end room, double digits. That means I'm scoring probably very well at the tight end position. Then I get hit with some buys. My wide receiver room gets hit really hard in week 14, but I've got Jamar Chase, I've got JSN, I've got Jalen McMillan. I could hit my struggle bus moment in week 14 if for some reason Chase or JSN is down and McMillan is not playing somewhat. Like, so like there's that vulnerability with this, but I escaped that. There's really nothing but, solid opportunity for this team. I've got 2 running back bye weeks in Ford and Jacobs, and then Achane and Kyron, but I've got such good depth there that, I'm going to have these 2 guys, Kyron and Achane, playing, when Jacobs and Ford are out, and I have Ford and Jacobs playing when. So, you run into some risks for sure, but then you also have the point of like your full capacity, full power, full go the rest of the time,
Right.
So, it is what it is. Bye weeks don't concern me as much as they do other people, because at the same time, it's like, again, it's about like, you got to get there too. You got to get there too. You start worrying too much about week 17. You start worrying too much about certain things. You might not even make the first cut.
You see what Shaquille O'Neal in the chat says? I feel like Chase is the next Arian Foster. Could be great, but probably won't. Arian Foster was like was an awesome fantasy asset for several years, right?
Well, maybe he's saying he thinks that Chase Brown. Yeah, I think he's just saying he could be. He's wondering if he.
Oh, is he talking about Chase Brown?
Probably.
Okay, he was talking about Jamar Chase before.
Oh, was he? I don't know what he's talking about then.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe he switched up.
I don't know. All right, boys. I probably won't be here much longer. I'm going to probably call it an early night. Either one of you have anything else you want to add to the topic at hand?
I was just going to ask, in terms of like superflex, I haven't done a ton of it. The different strategy between like a best ball and like a dynasty. Do you treat quarterback differently at all? Like, I mean, I know in dynasty you draft more for the future, but like, what's the difference in strategy, if any, for a superflex?
Yeah.
Dynasty.
So dynasty superflex.
To the regular.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
So dynasty superflex versus redraft superflex. I would say the biggest difference is that every concern or worry you have for a quarterback needing to go early is just more amplified. Because think about it. If you have a problem, you want to really address it before you begin. And if you're going to be keeping this team forever, you are not getting out of a hole that you dig for yourself at the quarterback position. That's why when you hear me say, and this might make more sense now hearing it, when you hear me say I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. is my 1.1 in a rookie startup, almost no matter what, JD5 is the only other person I would consider taking over Marvin Harrison Jr. And I absolutely would if I was in dire straits at QB, because I think that they're pretty close. But my de facto 1.1 in a superflex dynasty 2 QB rookie draft is Marvin Harrison Jr. That's my de facto, because I am making my people set their quarterback rooms up properly. I am setting my quarterback rooms up properly from the jump. I'm not in dire straits at the QB position. If anybody comes to me and says, "Hey, here's the diagnosis, doc. What do we do here?" And they've got, no quarterbacks. They've got Sam Howell and a freaking, maybe they have just Goff and that's it. Like, you do need to take JD5, sure. But point being is, like, I'm going to look at it a little differently than other people from the jump, and then adjust and adapt based on the roster that someone gives me. But I mean, you're got to make sure so that I can say things like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be my number one because I'm set up right. I've got to give that advice to people to make sure they draft properly. So you need to put a strong emphasis on quarterback in your inaugural draft. You better grab Mahomes or Hurts or Josh Allen, or in the case of, a riser like JD5, you better grab one of those guys. You better not even hesitate, and you better not take one of those wide receivers or running backs. You better put yourself in a position that you've got 10 years, 12, 14 years with this guy. So startup drafts are even more vital to make sure you grab a QB early.
Make sure you get that solid, that like true number one guy. Make sure and build off of that. Then.
But if you don't get a pick, let's say you get the 11 or 12 pick, then you're in that bind that what I just deployed right there. I don't think in a dynasty you wouldn't get Burrow that late, but in a dynasty, if let's say somebody, let's say I got down to this 12 pick here, and I had Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jamar Chase there, and I had to pick somebody like, let's say Burrow's gone and Love's gone. I had to pick somebody like Brock Purdy or Goff or Caleb. And some might say, you better take Caleb. I'm taking Jamar Chase and JJ. I'm taking Jamar Chase and Marvin Harrison Jr. And I'm going to piecemeal my QB room together and just make that a project team. But it certainly isn't ideal. But I'm not taking a Goff. I'm not taking a Goff because, what good is he going to do? Long term.
So from there, so from like, if you're stuck in one of those spots from there, you're not going to force it at QB then. What about, like, are you making sure in the second or third round you get a QB, or you waiting to see how the board falls? Or?
Well, if I have the 12, 13 picks, I'm going wide receiver, probably like Chase and JJ or Chase and Marvin Harrison Jr. or whatever. Okay. But once I get back, like, I will buy an Aaron Rodgers. If you're in Dynasty, Aaron Rodgers is even cheaper. If you're in Dynasty, Cousins is even cheaper. So Penix Jr. and Cousins become probably your biggest safety net QB1. And then you try and get an A-Rod, and then you have a pretty good team. Like, you have a pretty good team. You got Jamar Chase, you got Marvin Harrison Jr., and then you have Kirk Cousins, who no one wants as an old dog. And you grab him, you bite the bullet, but you grab him, and you grab Penix Jr. as high as you need to grab him. And you cuff that together, and now you're unbreakable. You got one quarterback, but it's super flex. So you always want to, but then you try to go for Fields, and I've gotten the Kirk Cousins and Penix Jr. And also what were we just saying? Fields and Russell Wilson in a dynasty mock that I did, but it was a mock. I haven't done a dynasty startup yet this offseason, to be honest.
All right.
But I did do a mock. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just going to ask, like, say you're at that 11, 12 pick, whatever. Would you, if, like, the best QB sitting there was Kyler, would you take him, or would you be going, like, receiver and trying to stack that way?
Yeah, I could go Kyler at 12.
Would you be okay with Kyler as your one?
Yeah, and here's the thing
is that's my other question is who's the last guy you would take as your one?
So looking at this board, Josh Allen, Hurts, Lamar. I'd probably say I'd still take Lamar. Yeah, Lamar, Mahomes, Anthony Richardson, Stroud, Kyler, Burrow, and really, like, I mean, you're almost guaranteed. Like, if Stroud goes 6, let's just say here for argument's sake, Stroud goes 6.
Yeah, say it's all QBs to yours.
Yeah, Love goes 7, Burrow goes 8, JD 5 goes 9, Kyler goes 10. Then like you're getting there. Like, is Dak? I guess you could look at Dak there. I'm not going Brock Purdy. I don't care what people say. Yeah, Jordan. I think I already said Jordan Love. I think I already said Jordan Love. Yeah, so you're talking about 11, 12 is where it's getting a little dangerous. And then
so that is right in that area.
Yes, but I bet you anything in a dynasty startup, at least 2 non-quarterbacks go.
Right. Yeah, I'm just talking worst case if it's just straight QBs you get in a league like that.
Thank you, Flyers. Appreciate you, Flyers.
Well, you got nothing there, but all the QBs fly in your stuff. So, all right, that's good to know. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Flyers. Appreciate you. Flyers says Smitty's a cool dude. I'll be returning. Good. We're here, Flyers. We're here Monday. We're here Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every single Monday through Friday. We're here live whenever news breaks, and I'm live most midnights at midnight. Doing live drafting like this. So we're live more than anybody you possibly know. So when you say I'll be returning, we'll see you in like a couple hours. We're always live here, pal, but appreciate you. All right, Travis, rock out. I'm going to hang up. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Smitty. Later, rock out. Bye.
Later, guys. You got anything else, rock out? No. Rock out. If you got something else real quick, you can call in and ask. I didn't mean to rush both of you off. I just have to go. Rock out if you got something calling real quick, and I'll answer for you because you're a Mars man extraordinaire. So I don't mind attacking whatever you got real quick if you need it. If you have one final question. Appreciate everybody. Any new people out there, please hit the subscribe button. Flyers, appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, Flyers. We're here all the time. My team, I gotta say, I know I always like my teams in general, but this is, thank you, Rock Out, appreciate you. This team is phenomenal. This team is just straight fire. Joe Burrow, Fields, Russell Wilson, Penix Jr. waited on my quarterback. What round was it that I took? I waited until round 7 and 8 for my QB2 in the superflex here. 7 and 8. And I got Burrow, Fields, Russell Wilson, Penix Jr. And again, if Russell Wilson sucks, which I kind of hope he does, that means Fields is coming in. A running quarterback that could score me top 5, 6, 7 quarterback numbers if he's in there. Achane, Kyron, Jacobs, Ford, Isaac Garendo, kind of my home run pick. Jamar Chase, Dell, JSN, A.D. Mitchell, Jahan Dotson, Baker, McMillan. And then probably one of my favorite understated parts of this roster is this. Oh, he took 4 tight ends. Hold my beer. Go get me a coffee. Go get me a coffee, statistician Steven. Put the data. Bowers, Musgrave, Likely, Kraft. My only concern, flawless draft. My only concern is a little bit of my week 10 and week 14 bye week situation, which isn't. It doesn't leave me hanging. It's just if injuries struck, like 2 of the positions that I need to go out there, I could have a little bit of trouble. Just a little bit. I mean, not really with the Kraft week 10 and Luke Musgrave week 10. That's fine. Brock Bowers, and I'm probably good. You know, if Likely's not playing or injured in week 10, then I guess I'm in trouble that week, but that's 1 week. Like, I'm not worried about that at all. The only thing that concerns me at all, I would say, the only thing that concerns me at all, I would say, would be this week, week 6 and week 10 bye week situation. But I mean, there's still such strong options. I mean, I could have maybe gone one more RB, but I needed to protect this quarterback room and do my very best to get Penix Jr. in there. I love this team. Very small risk to take on with the week 6 and week 10 buys, because Jacobs and Ford might be fine, during that week 6 bye week, and then I got Garendo in case he's getting any carries at all by week so week number 6, Josh Jacobs and Ford, hopefully that early on they're fine. Week 10 comes around, Achane and Kyron. I will need Garendo getting a couple carries if, let's say, there's some problems in Miami or in LA, but we'll see. Love this team. Fantastic. You're gonna have some kind of weak point somewhere or some kind of point of concern, but wow, unbelievable squad. Great deployment, everybody. Great deployment of the how to dominate a superflex draft going late second quarterback. Congratulations, helping me pull this one off. All right. We got on top of that, we got the Denny We Built This Smitty song featuring Bob the Tickler. I mean, we couldn't have pulled off a better show. I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm in Vegas June 28 and June 29. Do not forget. And don't forget to click that link if you want to draft with us next time on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Hit that link. And then don't forget the Patreon. Join my Patreon where the conversation continues right here. So let me pin this link right here. The conversation continues over on Patreon. Boom, there's the link. For $10 a month, you got 2 super chats coming in. If anybody else has a super chat, I'll be glad to stay and talk with you guys. But we've got 10 live chats over on the Patreon. $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Best continued conversation like you have in the live chat around. It's our people. It's everybody you recognize. All the diehards in the live stream right now are over on my Patreon live chat. 365, 24/7. You see all these chats right here. Superflex chat. Let me move this pink banner here. At the bottom, the Game Day Lounge. That's where we live during any game. Monday night game, Thursday night game, the Sunday slate of games. Hey, you guys see Bijan score that touchdown? We'll be in there talking. I've got exclusive content and write-ups. This app is very simple. It's as simple as clicking on the live chats where you see all 10 of them, jumping in and talking, or clicking the home button and going to the content, which is locked down, and it's got a write-up like this McMillan write-up, this Deep Sleeper McMillan write-up. So it's very simple, the Patreon. It's different. Wrong button. It's different than my thefantasyfootballshow.com, which I still very much, this is like the bread and butter of my brand, or has been for 20 years. This is the rankings, the bold predictions, the trade calculator, different product. This is a monster of a content, monster right here. So if you need this kind of content and this kind of tools and year-round rankings, superflex rankings, dynasty and redraft superflex rankings, dynasty rankings, redraft rankings, rookie rankings, super rookie rankings, best of each round rankings. I've got bold predictions, trade calculator, video courses, everything. You're going to want to use code DRAFT to get 10% off and go to thefantasyfootballshow.com. And I could drop that link as well right here if anybody wants to jump over there and grab the content over on thefantasyfootballshow.com. There it is right there. And but again, the Patreon, if you guys haven't joined, that's where you can get constant live chat conversation. Go do it. In the first 200 people, and we still have a handful of openings left, so you'd be okay if you, I want to say, grab your membership, your $10 membership by tomorrow, late night tomorrow. You're probably still going to get one of these spots, but 200 members, the first 200 members will get into the 242-man league, where we're going to draft in August on a Saturday, maybe a Saturday and Sunday, back-to-back drafts, 11 drafts of 22 people, best ball, details to come. The winners of each of the 11 teams will advance into a dynasty startup draft in 2025 with me. So 12 of us, 11 winners, and myself will go into a 2025 dynasty draft. All this stuff is going to draft live on the channel. So get your Patreon on. That link is pinned in the live chat. John, you got a quick 30 seconds, but let me get to these super chats real quick, and then I'm coming for you. So hold on one second. Just saying, hey, Smitty, love the Patreon community we got going. Thank you, Kerry. Kerry to the mother freaking moon. He's over on Patreon. He is one of the first people over.
To the moon.
I appreciate you, Kerry, for the super chat and for supporting the Patreon. Can't thank you enough. Handed with a $5 holler says, Smitty, QB 0.5, 1 QB. Dynasty got offered Kenneth Walker and Trey McBride for my neighbors. Jeez. I'm going to go to the chat on this one and get a vote. We obviously don't have much information, but I'm assuming you don't have a great tight end. You know, if you even have like a Goddard or somebody like that, you almost have to like really think about this a little bit more and say, you know, Neighbors is just that good. But this is a lot to offer. My inclination is to say no. I'm going to say Neighbors is worth more than this. Even if you wanted to trade Neighbors, you could get a lot more. His tight end is Ingram. Ingram played like a top 5 tight end last year, bro. I'm not saying he's a young spring chicken, but give me Ingram and Neighbors. I'm going to say no. You're not crazy to say yes. I love Kenneth Walker. I love Trey McBride. But I'm going to go ahead and say Neighbors is just... you got a couple people in the chat saying that they would rather have the McBride K9 side. That's 2 people have said that. But I'd rather have Neighbors. I think Neighbors has more trade value. Okay. Thank you, Handed. I'd say Neighbors side. But you got a couple people that like the McBride side. It's not bad. It also depends on your running back room, I guess, too. But okay, John, you got 30 seconds to a minute. Go.
Hey, I wanted your thoughts on Pickens. Can he become a moon man? And do you think he's going to get more than 109 targets last year? I'm really hoping he gets like 150, 160 and becomes DJ Moore 2.0.
I mean, he was a moon man last year. You know I don't know if you know that. But you know I love the talent based on me telling you he's a moon man last year. And he kind of proved us right. He's very, very good. Like we know Pickens' talent is there, but is he a little bit of Kadarius Toney mental state, you know, going on up in that noggin? You know, he definitely feels like he's kind of off his rocker a little bit in his entitlement of where he is in that offense and how he can demand that he gets, you know, more work here and there. And is he going to throw a fit if Russell Wilson doesn't get him the football, or if maybe Wilson becomes more of a priority than he wants them to be, or they run the ball too much because Arthur Smith's there? What happens to him? Does he unravel? I love Pickens, his talent. You could say not many people are as high on him the physical talent side of things than I am, because he was a moon man last year. Nobody really thought he would be as good as we thought he would be. And quite honestly, I think he's more talented than 5 or 6 or 7, maybe even 10 wide receivers. Well, where is he ranking right here? Hold on, let me pull up the ADP data on him. He's got the physical talent. His ADP it's pretty reasonable. It's like 43 overall. I would say he has the talent to climb nearly 10 wide receiver spots. It's just a matter of, do I believe he will? And I'm going to say no, but that doesn't mean he won't score where you're getting him. Because could he be a top 10 wide receiver? Yes. George Pickens has the physical talent to be a top 10 specimen in this league at the wide receiver position. But I feel he's holding himself back, and I don't know that he's not somebody that strikes me as somebody that's going to shake all that negative aspects to what he brings to the table loose. I don't think he's going to shake it loose. I don't know. I'm gonna say draft him where you're getting him. Don't expect any more and just hope for the best. But he's not going into crazy, like, dangerous territory. He's going at freaking 43 overall. That's where Amari Cooper is. Christian Kirk, Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Hollywood Brown, Jaden Reed. Give me Hollywood Brown and Jaden Reed, who are going 4 wide receiver spots below him, over Pickens. But past that, he's right where he should be, and there's no shame in drafting him near Christian Kirk. That's my final answer.
Appreciate it, Smitty. Have a great night.
All right, later, John. Kyle, what's up, Kyle?
What's your value on Will Levis, Dynasty?
ADP is right around QB. Where is he at? He's reasonable. I mean, he's below Baker. He's below Geno. He's below Deshaun Watson. He's below Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford. He's above McCarthy, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, Drake May, Daniel Jones. The only guy I like more than him, but I would never, ever draft as high as him, is Fields. You know, the Fields and Russell Wilson stack is interesting, but Levis does deserve to be taken above Fields by a country mile just because Fields is a backup. You know what I mean? So, like, just depends on how crafty you are and what you're trying to do with that Levis pick. Like, if, let's say, a player is there when Levis is on the clock, when you're about to take Levis and you're like, I'm going to take this player instead. But 181 ADP for Levis, I don't know who you're taking really at that point. Let me go to 180 real quick and just give you a idea. I mean, you're talking about Wan'Dale Robinson, Michael Wilson, Luke McCaffrey I like, but I'm not losing sleep over not selecting him over a quarterback. There's nobody there, bro. Like, Levis is fine right there, 180. Nothing wrong with that at all. Do I think he has the ability? So if you're going to ask me, the bigger question is, could he climb and become like a monster? This is that weird part of fantasy football and NFL scouting and analyzing that I think I do bring pretty interesting way of approaching it to the table, because I've done it, like I said, for 3 plus years. And especially like NFL, college NFL, you know, scouting and analyzing players from you know, radio perspective for 19 straight years, and talking about like what makes a great quarterback. You got to have all those physical things, but then you also have to have that mental side. And I'm not saying I necessarily writing him off from that at all. I just don't know that I quite yet feel comfortable to say, yes, I see like this massive leader in him. You know, that I see this player that looks like look at JD5 right now. One of the biggest reasons I love JD5, and I've been backing JD5 before you ever heard another content creator even come close to what I've been saying about JD5. I don't think people are even caught up to what I was saying in January about JD5. I don't think there's another content creator that's even at that point yet, let alone where I'm at right now. When you watch JD5, when you hear things about JD5, you hear his teammates say he's the first one in, last one out, that they want to go to war for him. They all the veterans absolutely they adore him, and they're like, this is my leader. Like, I believe they don't even treat him like a rookie at all. That you can't teach that. And when that's present, it's something special is brewing, and the opportunity and the odds of that player becoming an elite great, like Pro Bowl, Hall of Fame type, eventual type player. You need to have all of that. I don't see it in Caleb. I didn't see it in Levis, but I'm not ruling it out yet. I think Levis is a very, very good situation. But I don't know how I feel about Levis.
I don't know how I feel about him either. I traded Levis for Mark Andrews, actually, because I had JD5 and Jordan Love as my quarterbacks. So I would agree with you.
He feels to me like somebody that's like, he's going to get it done, but he's not going to take over. And so for that reason, I'm going to say, if I had to bank on him failing or succeeding and I couldn't choose anything in between, I can't bank on him succeeding. The QB, the population of good quarterback in the NFL right now is too rich. to be playing around with Levis is my guy. I'm going to back Levis, and he's the one I'm predicting is going to rise up like a phoenix. I mean, you're talking about you got so many quarterbacks that you could pick for that role, but you know, give me Penix Jr. over Levis. Eric
I
dropping.
agree, maybe in a couple of years.
But here's the thing, bro. This is the difference between me and a lot of other people. I don't even know that I would say that. I would say I'd rather in my best ball draft have Penix Jr. on my roster because he's not my starter. Levis isn't my starter. Penix Jr. is not my starter. By the time I need either one of them, where's Penix Jr.? And I know everyone's gonna say, "Good God, Smitty, what if Cousins does well all year?" But there's a lot of pressure on him, not to mention if he gets banged up at all.
He tore his Achilles last year. I don't know if he makes it through the whole season.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you look at the year before last, Cousins was 11.9 yards per attempt or something like that. And then last year he dropped down to 6.
Eric.
So I don't know. I think the wheels are going to fall off.
Eric.
Eric. Yeah, it could be Penix.
Yeah, real quickly, because Eric dropped a $100 hauler, which means, in a way, I got some cleaning up to do tonight because Eric activated the briefcase. $100 hauler activates the briefcase. This place is spotless in here, and now I got to make the whole room a mess because of Eric, which I don't mind because Eric's dropping wads. But real quickly, before we celebrate Eric and get the briefcase out, Eric to the moon. Everybody put a Saturn emoji or a moon in the chat for Eric.
To Saturn.
Saturn up and moon emoji the chat for Eric, please. Yeah, here's the thing. Penix Jr. Kirk Cousins has a calf strain. What do calf injuries sometimes lead to? Achilles tears. They got to watch him like a hawk. If anything happens, Penix Jr. goes in, and if Penix Jr. does well, do you think he's coming out? So you just said something a minute ago that I disagree with, but I don't necessarily think you disagree with me all that much. I think you could get swayed, to be honest, the way that you're talking right now, especially what you just said. I would rather have Penix Jr. on my best ball roster than Levis. I just would. That's how I roll. I'm a risk taker, bro.
The upside is there.
I'm a risk taker. But a minute ago, and I feel like you're on that your team Penix Jr. now. Not that you weren't before the call, but I think you talked yourself into it when your first reaction was, yeah, but not this year. No, this year I'm a dice rolling mofo. Maybe I swing and miss on the Penix Jr. this year on my best ball teams, but guess who wins things like that? The people that take gambles that are calculated, and I'm gonna have Penix Jr. on every one of my rosters I can find because he's got 200 plus ADP value. And again, does it mean that I'm drafting Penix Jr. over Levis? A layman or some wild William or a petrified Peter or an angry Angus or a Clifford, keyboard Clifford's going to come in here and say, Smitty, you're crazy if you take Levis over Penix Jr. Who in here said they draft Penix Jr. where Levis is going? Not me. Not me. What I said was, give me Penix Jr. on my roster over Levis. And you know what that affords me to do? When on the clock, instead of taking Levis, I don't have to take Penix Jr. there. I wait another 20, 25 picks to take Penix Jr. And I get to take another stab at a different position. And at the end of the day, Penix Jr. in on my bench in a best ball is better for my team. And I take the stab that I want to take. Put the cojones on the table, bro.
My only gripe with Penix is being a Washington fan is that Michigan game. I think he needs time to develop. So
whoa, bro! I thought we just became best friends, Kyle. Now I feel like we need to separate the bunk beds. The bunk beds no longer. No more bunk beds for you. No more bunk beds for you. Look, what do you mean? How did those words just come out of your mouth? Hold on a second. Let me celebrate Eric real quick. Don't go anywhere, Kyle, because we're gonna have some words in a second. Eric with the $100 hauler. Hang tight, Kyle. 1 second.
$50. Give me $50 holler. get by the river, Smitty. Give me $50. Oh, yeah.
Damn it, Eric. Damn it, Eric. Eric is making a mess of my studio. More Saturn emojis, more moon emojis in the chat for Eric, please. Okay, Eric, thank you. Kyle, we got some words right here. Restate what you just said.
So I'm just being devil's advocate, you know.
It's okay. Don't be. I'm not mad at you. I want to tell you my opinion.
So here's my spiel or take on Penix. I like Penix a lot, but as a Huskies fan, you know, he's got 2 shoulders, 2 knees. By the time, let's say Kirk plays half a season or Kirk plays the full season potentially, you know, when he comes into play, I think I'm glad he came in under with the Falcons because he can learn from Kirk, and I think he needed and has some learning to do based on my observation of.
Okay, but let me just
the Michigan game being one of them.
No, but that's not. This is where I'm going to come in and just no offense, but this is where I'm going to come in and just say I don't agree with anything you just said. Number one, Penix Jr. was absolutely fire all year long, bro. He won the big games to get into that contest. He faced a Michigan defense that made everybody look pedestrian. So when someone makes a statement like that, no offense, bro, but when someone makes a statement about Penix Jr. showed his true colors or he showed he's still a work in progress because of the Michigan game, the national championship game, bro, this was a defense that made everybody look like that. Not to mention, if you dig deeper into it, you got to listen to the wide receivers who said we failed him. Odunze, there was a critical touchdown overthrow by Penix Jr. Everybody ripped into Penix Jr. for about 48 hours until Odunze came out and said on that one route where Penix Jr. just threw it way over his head, he ran the other direction, and everyone's like, Penix doesn't know what he's doing out there. Odunze said he ran the wrong route. The ball was exactly where it needed to be. That would have changed the trajectory of the game. That particular touchdown, that would have been very much a game at that point. And there's just, he took a beating and kept getting up. He didn't get hurt. Was he banged up in the game? Sure, but anybody would be getting hit like he was. He proved he could stay healthy. Not to mention, you talk about 2 shoulder injuries, you talk about ACL, you talk about all these injuries. He hasn't been injured in 2 straight years. So he stayed in college and turned 87 years old in college and played 8,000 years in college so he could prove to people like you, no, I'm not mad at you, Kyle, but prove to people like you that he's no longer injury prone. Then everybody calls him old. Oh, now he's old. Like, pick and choose what your negative is for Penix Jr. He stayed to prove he could stay healthy. He played 2 elite healthy years. And now there's some quarterbacks that only play 2 years, period. So he plays the same amount of years that most quarterbacks are playing coming out. He plays them healthy, and now you look to his freshman and sophomore and junior. You look at all these other years, and you say, "Oh, he couldn't stay healthy." That's a lazy take. Not you specifically, Kyle, but you hear it, and so it's easy to repeat. It's a lazy take to say that Penix Jr. is bringing injury history into the NFL when he had 2 straight elite years, no injuries, and got beat the hell up in a national championship game and kept getting up and showed he could stay healthy. Not to mention, that is 1 game. The rest of the season, bro, he was absolute straight fire. The rest of the season.
I don't want to fault him for 1
okay,
game for sure.
But you are. But hold on. I'm not done. You are faulting him for 1 game. You are faulting him for 1 game because you said, especially after that national championship game, he's maybe not ready. He maybe needs to, whatever your words were, something along the lines of maybe he's got some work to do. The guy threw for 35 touchdowns, had 4,600 yards throwing. These injuries are far in the past, and he comes out of college with I got his stats right here. Back-to-back 4,600 yards passing, back-to-back 30-plus touchdowns throwing, single-digit INTs in both years, and he proved he's actually a legitimate threat on the ground. He ran an amazing 40 time that blew everyone's mind because people thought, okay, this is a quarterback that can't run the ball at all. He's only a thrower. And he said, I was never asked to run the ball. Everyone's scared of me getting hurt, and they never wanted me to throw. The offense didn't necessarily call for me to run the ball. He said at the combine, his biggest objective was to go out and show and prove people he can freaking run the damn ball. And he went out and ran an unbelievable, remarkable 40 time. I think it's a lazy take to bring up injury. He proved to play as long as any other quarterback essentially coming out. 2 years. Show me other quarterbacks, very few, that play 3 and 4 years of no injuries and this, elite play for the whole 3 or 4 years. People are coming out quicker than that, and they're not getting opportunities that long. This guy played 2 straight elite years, and he did nothing but impress his entire senior year last year. Nothing but impress, except for in one game that his wide receivers failed him, and every other team that faced Michigan looked mediocre. Like, this is crazy talk. Him and JD5 are the most NFL ready quarterbacks that could walk straight into the NFL and ball the hell out, bro. This guy walks into this Falcon system, it's going to be lights out from the jump. I'm just telling you, it's lazy takes. Lazy takes.
What's his ADP? In his redraft, what's his ADP?
Free.
What round?
Free.
Penix?
Yeah, he's free practically. He's going in redraft. He's going at number. It's like in the twos. Hold on, I'll find it real quickly.
I don't do a lot of bets.
Bro, he doesn't even have. He doesn't even have an AD.
He hits the waiver wire, like he goes undrafted, and then if we see that Cousins goes down, if it's waiver.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Race to the waiver wire with everybody else, Kyle? This is gonna be on my preemptive waiver wire show, Penix Jr. My week 1 preemptive waiver wire show. I do about 3 or 4 of them before week 1 to get everybody ready for what you're gonna see after week 1. So we're not all racing to the waiver wire going, oh, now we got to pick up Penix Jr. This is a guy you got to have ahead of time.
I wish I had the clip. I remember him stepping up in the pocket, getting pressure, and he was the halfback was on like a little 5-yard through the lineman and out, a little like dagger, and he just, it's from like me to. It's like 10 yards. He just whiffs it.
Bro, are you really cherry picking one play?
Pressure.
This guy,
no, but
you are. You're cherry picking one play.
I'm watching tape.
You haven't been. You watched a clip. You must have watched
all season. But the NFL guys, they're going to come for him a little harder. So I think he's not as polished as JD5. It's good that he's behind.
I never said he was. I never said he was as polished as JD5. That's not even the same conversation. We're talking about, you're saying that you don't know if he's ready, that in redraft you take him, over Levis. I don't think so. You kind of came on board, but now you're all of a sudden kicking back out a lot of anti-Penix Jr.
Levis is the starter. Levis is at least the starter. I could drop Levis for him halfway through the season, maybe, depending on what happens.
No, Kyle, no offense, but you're the guy that's not going to get him. Kyle, you're not going to get him because you're going to try and get him when everybody else is deciding to go get him. That's not how it works. But, hey, Kyle, I got to go. I was going to go a freaking hour ago. I'll see you later. Call him tomorrow, bro.
I know you were.
Tomorrow.
Hey, I appreciate the conversation. I'm just, devil's advocate and
finish him.
Conversation. I appreciate it.
Call terminated.
I gotta go. It's like everybody wants to say goodbye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Call him tomorrow, Kyle. Good God. All right, I'm out of here. No, I'm not out of here. First of all, go watch this video if you didn't get it. No, actually, I got all the super chats out of the way. Let me just make sure I don't have any gifted memberships that I didn't see. Gifted memberships, I don't see any, but it's celebratory messages. Ray G celebrates his 9 months. Thankfully, we all have the Fantasy Football Show. Ray G, are you still here? Thank you so much for using that gifted or that celebratory message. Appreciate you. Now I'm out of here. There's a play where he overthrew somebody. Kyle, what in the hell, bro? Guy's so unbelievable on film. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Live whenever big news breaks and live most midnight. See you all later. Deuces. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Hey, Chan. Hey, Chan is the man. His haters call him small.
But he is 9 feet tall.
Chan is the man.
Lift off of mission 3, 2, 1, 0, 0.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.